We're speaking about the action model and how the three aspects in our lives interact to create action. So the first one we spoke about was confidence, and then we spoke about frustration. The third one is fear. Now it's interesting, when we're born, they say that we only have two fears. I wonder if you can guess what they are. Well, it's not fear of not being fed, but it's the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. Now, if you take a baby that's kind of new and fresh, and you're able to see these two fears exhibited, any loud noises, and the baby's face shows that immense type of fear, and any slip with the mother's hand and stuff, that fear of falling over, that fear of falling. It's a good fear to have as a baby, but that fear of falling is a natural instinct, because for the first time the baby's ears and brain are adjusting to gravity outside a water world in the real world. And interesting, those two fears. Every other fear that we have is a fear that we've learned and adopted. The fear of spiders and snakes in the dark and height, and they might be founded in some sort of chemical imbalance and illness and programming, but it's something that we've adopted post-birth. So it's quite interesting looking at those fears. What are you most afraid of? Well, it's interesting because I was looking at my life, and I've got to admit is that there's a certain spider we get here in South Africa. It's called a rain spider. It's about this big, and they jump at you. And whenever I encounter one of those spiders, I feel that fear run down my spine. I actually get those cold chills, and I scream like a woman, and I'm the one running out of the house where other people are running towards it to capture these things and let it crawl in their hands. I just can't do that. I can handle a lot of things. I'm really good in an emergency. I'm the one to fight fires, I'm the one to climb the ladder, and I'm the one to jump in the wild ocean to save people. And I've done all these things, but you put a rain spider in front of me and I'm history. So we all have our little fears, and apparently you can overcome them through therapy and training, but I'm not interested. And our level of fear changes. Now, a lot of people I know in the emerging world and in South Africa where we live is that the fear of the future is so big. The fear of crime, the fear of violence perpetrated against us and our loved ones is such a huge thing that we almost become paralyzed by that fear, and we live with that level of fear all the time. It's a fear of a car accident, it's a fear of a bomb blast, the fear of being hijacked, fear of being held up, the fear of losing our job, the fear of being without money, the fear of missing out on a meal, the fear of losing a loved one, a fear of death, a fear of illness, the fear of the dentist, a fear of a whole bunch of stuff. We all have those fears. Some people even fear success. And it's one of our biggest roadblocks for most entrepreneurs, by the way, is the fear of what if this happens? And that stops people from actually achieving things, which is rather interesting to unpack. But your level of fear ebbs and flows like our level of frustration on a regular basis. And our fear is often sourced from external things, plus our own mind games and how we think about things. It's our perception of a reality that creates that fear. What is your level of fear? If you had to graph your fear over the last couple of months, what would it end up looking like? Interesting. We're going to bring these three together now, and we're going to look at what happens when they start interacting. The confidence and the frustration and the fear. Join us in the next video.